afternoon. This is the Thursday, May 2nd, 2019 meeting of the Athens City Planning Commission. We have 4 members in attendance. 1 is absent. A quorum has been established. Are there people who wish to address the council today or the commission today? Okay. Will you just raise your right hands? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth as you know it to the Planning Commission? Thank you very much. Disposition of minutes of the April 18, 2019 meeting. Are there any changes or corrections?
Move acceptance of the minutes as written.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
That was unanimous with one absentee. There are no cases before the Planning Commission today. Communications, 3 Cook Drive, a PUD. Mr. Allison, do you care to introduce this to us?
Yes. With what's in front of you is they are wanting to do down on Cook Drive. Right now it's currently a B3 zone lot. And they're wanting to put in 1 building with 6 2-bedroom units in it. So they need some help getting through the process, and so we're going to try to go help them get down that road today.
Okay. Would you care to come and speak before the commission, and just state your name and your address, please, when you come up?
Do you have to revise driveways here?
That's what we have here.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, could you state your name and address, please?
Mark Widener, Peach Ridge Road, Athens.
Thank you. Do you care to tell us a little bit about the project?
Yeah, it's a piece of property I bought 3 or 4 years ago on Cook, and the Cook Drive is needing a little bit of help here. If it was exposed to the street, there would probably be complaints. Some of the buildings are empty. The only person that lives there, other than the property on the very end, which has been there since I think the 80s, McDade, it's a triplex and a duplex. Everything else is empty except for the home that I own there. But I was originally just going to tear it down and come up with an idea of what to do with it. But my son moved into it, and he just to get his graduate degree, and that happens all tomorrow. So this is the idea. What you have in front of us is kind of like a Herald Square, a miniature version of what's on the end of Home Street, the 80s PUD.
Meadow Lane.
Yes, Meadow Lane.
You got the Meadow Lane, and then there's 3 units, 3 like separate buildings at the end of Home Street. I don't know.
Yeah, that.
Oh, yeah, Meadow Lane. I'm thinking of that.
Yeah, I think
the Meadow Lane PUD project.
Right, the Wheaton family built that, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's like that would project be, except it's 1 sixplex, but the more I read through the zone, it looks like if it was approved as a PUD, it's a possibility to have 1 owner on 1 parcel, 2 buildings. My original thought that it had to be 1 building, and I would have to split it to have 2 triplexes.
And these would be rental? You said?
Yeah, and not fee simple. I would own it. I've been driving up on Westfield Place. It would be like that. Westfield. Pardon me?
Shared wall?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But the original idea was 2 triplexes, and I talked to the code administrator 3 years ago, and he told me that you couldn't put 2 buildings on 1 parcel. So that's why the building went together. As far as setbacks, bulk controls, all that goes, we could use the most restrictive. I have the room, and of course behind it, it's over 2 acres. So the depth isn't a problem. You wouldn't want to build up there anyway. That's one of those Athens hills that would fight back.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you take a scoop, it's coming back, probably after lunch. It would have to be retained.
Thank you. Are there any questions? And, Ms. Bain?
Okay, I would like to ask if you would consider, this is from my experience on Meadowview Place, or Meadow, whatever I said a few minutes ago. Would you consider from the retaining wall up, you make it open space?
Yes.
I mean,
you
zone-
can't do anything with that except walk on it.
I agree, but I live on a hill like that.
Uh-huh. Oh, you mean like something in the deed, or?
I don't know. I mean, we've done that before on unbuildable
Yeah.
properties. I mean, so somebody comes along, it's got access with an alley? And
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I would not want to see it come back. I mean, I'm in favor of this. It's very compact. You have the back space for the deer to come and eat the rose bushes and things
The
like
city limits ends there,
Yeah.
just past it. So I think there's another property owner, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine somebody building up there. Although, have you ever seen the wall? Have you ever been to Parkersburg and saw the wall behind the Go Mart?
Oh, my
So
goodness.
anything can be done, if the checkbook's big enough. But I would put something in the deed or whatever.
In this land. It could be, if you did that restriction, then the next person along wouldn't be doing, I mean, maybe it's not if anyone else agrees with me, I don't know.
It would be one of the tougher ones to do because it's only 160 feet wide. As you cut back in the hill, you would have to retain both sides of it, unlike the movie theater. You probably, not movie theater, but the whole mall. Do you remember that was a cut once, police it, cut it again type project?
There's no end to it. People from out of town will try.
Yeah. I'm not there on cutting that hill. It just seems like
You would lose your investment, I'm afraid.
it's going to come back the way it was unless there's walls.
Okay, one more question then. There's off the alley, it's called Rinaldi. There's a second lot that's been cut off a little bit further up. It says EXTS on it. I don't know what that stands for.
Existing? Is that what you
Existing,
said?
is it a house?
That's the taxi cab home.
Right.
I mean, you go out there and it looks like private property. I didn't look there. But I just wanted to, is that Tabs?
No, it's Green Cab, I believe, that's
Yes.
up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's,
He has a ranch home up there.
it's an existing home.
Does he have, does the landscape change dramatically to your lot?
He's on the hill, cut in. The house was put there in the 80s, if I remember.
Oh.
And there's some steep driveway going up there.
Yeah.
I mean, his home is an example of what you would have to do. And it's a steep driveway. If I was going to try to get up there too, with some other project. But I would restrict it any way I can. It's just not reasonable to go up there and.
I agree. I think that this is a good use for the property.
And as far as the road goes, Cook Drive is basically an alley. It's 15 feet wide. The back door of the dollar store. I don't even know if there's a curb cut to it with Cara George. There's an exit for the dollar store there and the bank, but the bank, I never see a vehicle come out of there with the bank. I mean, this project would probably double the traffic of Cook Drive from 12 to 24 a day. It goes nowhere. I mean, if you go in, you come back out.
My kind of road. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, did you have a concern earlier?
I don't have a concern. I do have a question. Granted that the bedrooms are on the second floor, or will this meet ADA requirements for door widths, or have you looked into that at all?
Sure. Since John might be able to answer this, but I believe since it's a sixplex that we're going to have a state-approved drawing, and that'll all have to be up to the state code for the widths and so forth.
Christy, did you have anything?
I don't.
When will this be coming back?
Well,
approval?
I'm just learning about what this process is.
Okay.
But the way Lance explained it to me, you take it to a communication meeting, see if you get any resistance, or if you get a little bit of a nod, you proceed, which is what I'm looking for. Then I go back to Lance and others, and they do the details. John and an engineer, we have to spend some money, find out what we can do as far as the retaining wall and so forth, and then don't we come back?
As a case.
Yeah. Then it's serious, and there's a lot more information. There's a zoning certificates, flood, whatever.
There's this under the PUD process in Title 21. Right now, this would be considered a 210911, which is a pre-application meeting, where the developer shall meet with the zoning administrator and the planning commission, it says, prior to the submission. And this is to do just what the four of you have done, discuss pros and cons and any issues you might have. Then an applicant, if they want to proceed, needs to follow the preliminary plan application requirements in 21912, which enumerates a whole list of things that they need to provide on their plans, information about adjoining property owners, etc. And then that is submitted. And then from that point, once that's been received, then there's a notice of a public hearing that has to be issued by city or by either first-class mail and that needs to be done 14 days prior to Planning Commission's preliminary review. So Mr. Widener would submit the application to the code office will confirm that it meets, that the application is complete, and then we can do a 14-day public notification. Roughly 30 days. There's not, Lance may disagree with me, but most of the information is already on this document that he's provided. So there shouldn't be too much more we would need to proceed.
I do have one quick follow-up. You just mentioned flood. Is any part of the property in the floodplain?
Well, that was one of the issues Lance and I talked about. It's in X. It's in shaded X, and that is out of the special flood area.
Correct.
But am I allowed to go below the one? Is it over? Once you hit X?
You're in Zone X. You are not in the special flood hazard area, so there's no.
So if
you
I
do what you want with respect.
Okay, so I could go below the 1 foot requirement. I'm not going to, I don't think, but I could go below it, even though, and I'm on the edge of it. Okay, that was one.
Should be. We would double check that as part of the application. But if you were in Zone X,
the shaded X, which is the way I read it. It's just FEMA giving you a heads up that you're going to get it too. 25% chance that. I mean, the water doesn't just stop on the line; it's going to continue.
It's a question of elevation.
Yeah.
But Zone X is out of the 500-year floodplain as well, and so it's.
So if my first floor was below the 1 foot requirement,
should be okay. But I'll double check since you just mentioned that you're on the border. Like if a portion of that parcel is in the floodplain, then you'll at a minimum need to submit an application. We'll need to confirm for the development as a whole.
Okay.
But if the construction area is outside of the 100-year floodplain, you should be fine.
The only reason I ask is because the driveways are sloped, or the driveways would be sloped, and I might be able to take some of that down. But if you stand there and look at, I'm assuming that the dollar store and the bank have done the elevation 1 foot above.
Correct.
I'm a little higher than that, but it just was curious how much I could cut to try to make it. I think the code says 15%. That's a grade on a driveway. That sounds steep. So I can try to get that low as possible.
Ms. Bain?
Do you have any idea of the sewer line size and the water line size on this area?
I do not. Not offhand.
Okay, I just wonder if since it's underused as a unit, I wondered if that would be something we need. Okay.
We'll definitely be looking at that.
Okay. And it's 6-inch water line, right?
not sure.
That's what we generally did before.
I think so. But
Yeah.
I'll defer to.
I know the
safety
sewage
director.
runs downhill.
It's probably going to be required to have fire suppression, so is that a bigger line?
Actually, I think we won't use fire suppression.
Yeah.
I will tell you, the chief will recommend it.
Yeah.
Of course. By building code standards, we'll have to do some implementation of firewalls between units for separation, but the actual state will not require a fire suppression system because they're individual townhouses in lieu of a stacked apartment complex.
Does anyone else have any further comment or questions? Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Report from the city planner, Mr. Loeb. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm trying, since our secretary's not in, I'm taking minutes while we talk. So forgive me if I appear to be distracted. Working on the comprehensive plan, as I've been reporting, working very closely with my interns. We've got roughly 60 pages of draft document that we're going through right now and trying to put together into a more concise document. Hoping to get a public draft distributed within the next 30 or 45 days. It is looking pretty good, though. I feel pretty good about the information we have, the comments we've received from the community, the level of outreach that we've performed, and also the direction that the ideas that we're going to be both recommending. So in my opinion right now, it's looking pretty good. 3 months ago, I was a little bit concerned about it, but we're starting to see some clarity and some we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Other than that, this month we will be doing, it is officially by I think the League of American Bicyclists, this is the official bike month or bike-friendly month for across the U.S. As part of that, on Friday, May 17th, Athens, the city will be participating in the second annual Bike to Work Day in Athens. Last year was the first time with pretty poor weather, so we're hoping for better weather this year. But as part of that, there will be several stations set up around the community on the bike path, campus, and uptown for anybody who is walking or biking to work and stop and get a cup of coffee or something, a piece of fruit or something like that. And we should have more events coming up and more announcements relating to that.
Terrific.
That's all I have.
Any questions for Mr. Loeb? Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Allison.
How we doing? It's just kind of getting to that time of the year for construction. We're just starting to get some decks and some addition stuff starting to go. Nothing real major right now that I know of. Get through the move-out weekend and try to get everything cleaned back up after we lose the majority of the town this weekend. And hopefully the weather stays nice and everybody can keep working on their outside stuff.
Any comments, questions for Mr. Allison? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Allison. Let's see. Is there anyone in the live audience who wishes to address the Planning Commission on items not covered previously? Okay. Our next, should say announcements and other business, Mr. Mayor?
I just have one thing that I'd like to share, and that is that City Planner Paul Logue and I attended Career Day at Athens High School earlier this week, and Mr. Logue was talking about what it's like being a city planner and all the experiences, and I was telling the students what it's like being a mayor who plans. And so it was well attended. I think it was well received. City planner did a great job talking with the future planners of America. So thank you to you, Mr. Logue. It was exhausting.
I don't know how teachers do that every day.
It was 7 25-minute rounds. And on average, we probably had 10 to 12 students who were there asking us about what it's like for Paul, for being a city planner, and for me, what it's like being a mayor. And I think there's a future mayor or two that were in the crowd. So, yay. As long as they just wait another 10 years or so, that's fine.
Anything else? Okay, thank you. Our next meeting is May 16, 2019, here in the chambers, with the work of the Athens City Planning Commission concluded. This meeting stands adjourned. Thank you very much.